Hi, my name is Anne, and today we'll be commentating over my 155 Tempered Arkveld speedrun using the Sword and Shield. A couple of quick disclaimers. These videos are all unscripted and done in one take. I'm just going to pause and unpause the video as I go, so I have time to stop and explain a few things. Sorry if it's a little randomly. And also, I'm just not the best runner out there. You can find faster times on Tempered Arkveld using Sword and Shield, but a 155 is pretty competitive. It's a sub 2, and I'm happy with it, and I figured it would be a good opportunity to review my own footage for myself and also share whatever insight I may have into the monster for anybody out there watching. You can take some lessons from this and apply it to your own gameplay, maybe attempt some of your own runs, get your own sub 2, and that'd be awesome. So yeah, let's just go ahead and get into it right away with the set. Ta-da! So this is a little bit different than what you'd find in most Sword and Shield sets, even in a speedrun setting, and a lot of that has to do with the fact that we're using the Jin to Hot set bonus. The Jin to Hot set bonus is binding counter 2, and the way this works is after a power clash, you will gain 50 raw for a full minute. If you're unaware of how damage calculation works in Monster Hunter, 50 raw is a crap ton of damage. It is so much damage. And with the run being sub 2 minutes, a full minute of that damage can justify running this set if you get a well-timed power clash. So that's what we're going to be aiming for. We still have full agitator, and we still have plenty of damage in the set. However, we are giving up the gore set piece bonus. So gore, if you run 2 pieces of gore, you get 25% crit. That crit being gone means we need to make up for it somehow. So we're running a little bit more max might and quite a bit more weakness exploit than you'd usually expect to see me run. That's okay. That's fine. Um, that's just how the set's going to be because I do believe that the Jinja Hot set bonus can outweigh whatever the Gore set is bringing to us. So yeah, that's how the set works. When it comes to food, we're using the All Harkin meal, which is for 5 raw, and for the Caprice meal high, just that's free damage at a meal, so we're going to take it. Explorer meal is also on that set, so as far as I'm aware, that just increases your drop rate when breaking wounds, but if it does add damage in some way, shape, fashion, or form, please let me know in the comments. I'm a professional idiot. I just, that's how I was told the skill works. Maybe I'm wrong. But anyways, enough with the set. Let's go ahead and get into the actual hunt itself. Boom, we spawn. He's yelling at my tent. We got to stop that. Put on our corrupted mantle and let's get to work. So in the opener, I get a little bit unlucky in that I don't actually get a blast proc before he cues his roar animation. If the blast proc goes off before he cues his roar, then he's still going to roar afterwards, so it's just free damage. The roar comes out, I perfect guard it, get my offensive guard up, and then we go to town. Unfortunately, blast proc happens before the roar actually comes out. I can adjust for this, it's okay. It's fine. So we're going to go back into fighting him, and now he's going to do his big swoop. So the first hit of this swoop whiffing on me kind of sucks because it hurts my script. Now, when you hear speedrunners use the word script, what we're meaning is we have a loose script of actions we're going to take based on more or less what the monster is doing in order to achieve the run. We can get this down to an exact science in some runs, and in other runs it's a little bit looser, but the general idea is there are certain steps I want to take using if-then statements against the monster to get a certain result, right? So what I want to have happen is for me to block this first hit, block the second hit, and then a power clash comes out. Unfortunately, with this first hit whiffing on me, the power clash is not going to happen. Arkveld has moves that build up a lot more power clash than other monsters for reasons unbeknownst to myself, and you can use that to get this power clash early, but that whiffing ensures that this is not going to result in a power clash. That's okay. It throws me off script a little bit, but what I'm going to do to adjust is I'm going to just dump damage into these wing arms to set up the chain knockdowns I want to be doing once I do get that power clash. And hopefully within a move or two, that power clash is going to reveal itself. All right, here's our enrage roar. Boom, got our perfect guard in. This is his command grab move. If you're already off center from this monster to his left, you can just keep chopping to the left and maintain full damage uptime while he's doing this little flip. You can't guard it, he'll just grab you and start yelling, so this is one of the best ways to avoid it. If you're not off center or you're unsure of whether or not you can avoid this just using chop movement, you can just shield slide through it as well and maintain really good uptime and damage that way. So that's what we do. And we see the headbutt come out. This is great because it puts me back on script. Now I'm going to trigger that power clash guaranteed. That's just how power clash works. It's like an invisible gauge. Certain moves build power clash. Once you have enough power clash built and you guard a move that can trigger it, power clash triggers. So here we go. And now it's time to start chaining knockdowns. So this arm took a little bit more damage than I wanted it to, but it didn't pop ahead of time, which is great. So now it's popping. When these chains are charged up, whenever you deal enough damage to them, they'll pop. The first one staggers Arkveld. Not a knockdown, but it produces a stagger. But this also opens up this tempered wound, so we can use the stagger to ensure that our knockdown chain starts by popping the tempered wound. Popping the tempered wound always knocks the monster down. Next step, we're going to start wailing on this wing arm. If every hit I do lands in this wing arm, the wing arm will actually break before he stands up and I'll lose that knockdown. So I want a few hits to go into his head instead, and that's why I'm positioning myself the way I am. You'll notice a couple hits go into his head. I didn't intend to go underneath the arm here. That just kind of happens sometimes, but the hit's still whiffed in a way where I'm pretty confident the wing arm's going to break immediately upon standing up. And this is all planned. This is all scripted. That goes down. All right, next up, tempered wound on head. I break that tempered wound. He's going to go down again. And there it is. All right, he goes down. I accidentally popped this a little early. I wanted to do a chop step forward and pop it after that last hit. However, this is what occurred. So I'm actually going to lose a little bit of damage and whiff some hits. That's fine. That's whatever. Next thing I want to do is I want to pop the chain on this arm, but I need something else to occur in between. And that something else is I want to open a wound on this arm to do a cute little trick I'll show you in a few seconds. Also, you may have noticed the cat blew the horn here during the sequence. That's great. Cat horn gives you somewhere between 10 to 15% damage, and it's on like an 8 to 10 minute cooldown. So if it happens in a run that's going really great, you want to take full advantage of it. And boy, do I make my best effort to do so. Alright, that wound opens up. I wanted that wound to open up a little bit sooner, but he's getting hit in the head too much. That's just my bad. I should probably have dropped focus mode. I stay in focus mode too much and positioned myself better. Oh well. But this wound opens up. So if he's airborne while I pop that wound, if I time this correctly, which I slightly mistimed it, he just gets dunked clean out of the air. So his normal little reposition, he gets dunked out of. Goes for a swoop, gets dunked out of. If he doesn't get dunked, he's going to get staggered enough for me to move to the other wing arm and start looking for that chain pop, so it's okay. That's exactly what happens. It just kind of falls on top of me, which is great, but I would have just repositioned for it anyways. And there's the pop. So whenever you do get these wing arm pops, the second chain pop is going to force a knockdown. So first one forces a stagger, go to the opposite arm, pop it, now you're going to get a full knockdown. Also, there's construction going on my home, so if you hear like weird noises in the background, I'm super duper sorry. As we knock him down, this arm hasn't broken yet, so we want to break this arm and get a knockdown off that, but we don't want to break it too fast because he's going to not get knocked down if we break it while he's already on the floor. So that's why I'm splitting damage between here and his head. I accidentally mess up. I wanted that wound to open up a little bit sooner so I could focus strike it and prevent him from doing any actions, reduce the RNG down. I get a little bit lucky and my script is saved by him doing this double chain slam. This is really easy for me to just perfect guard. I'm going to get my offensive guard back up, so I'm actually going to, gain the offensive guard damage bonus. That's pretty great. And then go right back to trying to break this. Let's see, I thought that this focus strike would break it, but again, I'm a professional idiot. I miscounted my damage. It's okay. Because we break it anyways. So down he goes. And we're just going to stack up some damage. I'm pretty confident he's going to be close to dead here, and when he stands up, because he's taken so much damage and crosses his damage thresholds, he's going to do his yell, where he charges up his chains. So, end our combo. Now, whenever he's doing this yell, he's actually immune to the trap, so I take that opportunity to go ahead and get the trap down ahead of time. As soon as he's done yelling, the trap is going to go off, and he's going to be stuck in it. A cool thing about doing this little trick is that as soon as he is done yelling, I can perfect guard and get a little bit of free offensive guard damage off before the trap actually hits him. So that's what I'm doing here. Finishing the combo up a little bit. And the plan is to go ahead and trank knife him here. I didn't think I had the cap yet, and then finish him off as soon as the trank knives are done. I'm just doing a little bit of tiny damage optimization. But actually, I had killed the crap out of him. So he gets captured here, and that's the end of the hunt. It ends up being a 155, a sub 2. And yeah, that's all there really is to it. Understanding your damage thresholds, scripting your knockdowns, scripting things like I need to get a power clash at around X time to get this damage bonus with the set, so forth and so on. That's the kind of thing that you want to think about when you're approaching a speed run, particularly a freestyle run, because they're so short and you have a lot more room to optimize these types of openings. So yeah, that's really all there is to it. Not much more else to say. So we'll go to the quest completion screen. You can see the time for yourself. Ta-da, 155 even. Nice, beautiful number. And yeah, so that's all I really have for you today. Next time, I'll be commentating over my TA Wiki style run in the same arena, the same quest, same monsters, so we can actually compare between the two categories. I think that's a really cool thing to do. TA Wiki rules. It's just a little bit different. So yeah, check that out when it's out, and thanks for watching for now. See you later.